Alright, this will just be a real quick update. Moving along with the front end. Got the rear the rear aprons where the hood latch or the hood hinges go. Welded at the bottom. They're loose on the firewall side so they can flex in and out. I'll get that fitment correct later. Inner aprons are fitted. They need a little bit of trimming on a couple of different areas. These are the Mustang Stafir inner aprons. And we ran into one issue where we had probably should have tech screwed or tack welded these in place first, because somewhere along the line they shifted in about 1/4 of an inch. So our flange, there we go. This flange has a gap now. So originally it was going to be spot welds where you see all these dots. Now I'm just going to have to run a seam down this gap and just fill it. I don't think it'll be able to spot weld well with just that little bitty bit. You know, it's only got about 1/4 inch overlap now. But aprons are fitted and they're just covered in like in OSPO right now to keep them from getting surface rust again. So I still got to wash them clean before we get ready to weld them in place and epoxy them. And I've still got to punch holes for all these spot welds and clean those. But the front end is almost done. We test fit the fender, which is right here. Test fitted on both sides. The other one's in the car. With before we put these clamps on, just to make sure our length was right and the backs fit up right. And it looks to fit pretty well so far. But that's where it's at. Here's the other fender. Oh, and I also got my wiper motor put back in. I don't know if you can see it too well in there, but I'll have to get a better clip of it later once I get the arms put on. But right now the holes are taped off, so the arms aren't going to punch through. But that's where I'm at, and keep watching to see the next one. Alright, that's all tacked up. Let's test fit the hood. Alright, slowly looking more and more like a car. Got the hood just kind of laid up here to test fit. Fenders clamped in place. Our gap here looks pretty good all the way down. Same on this side. So, I think I'm satisfied with these. I'm gonna go ahead and finish welding up these upper aprons and then put the fender liners in, or the actual inner apron pieces that are over there on the ground. And so far, this 3M, oh my goodness, is it a huge step up from this crap. Welds so much better. Alright, gents, come back in just a sec. Alright, just touching up these spot welds here. Making sure to move a clamp to each one so each one's pulled tight. Getting good heat, good penetration on all these. They're all weld-through primered on the back side, so the back side is protected. And what I'm doing is I'm welding the face of it first to make sure the heat pulls it tight. It can move before I weld these up top. That one's nuts how much that one moved. Double check this one more time before I go too much further. Yeah, this one actually closed in more on here. That kind of worries me. I didn't realize how much it closed in.
Why not check your front to back measurement too then?
Yeah, that didn't move because that tech screw. Now, like before we spaced it, they were both butted out to the edge of this. Now this one's in about 1/4 of an inch. But we lined up the fenders a second ago and that fit up right, so we'll keep going. One. Those welds spatter bead in here. Need that contaminated if it doesn't melt out right. Ow, that popped. Some bitch in my toe, or in my foot. Alright, I'll have to get a plug weld for that last one. This will go over this lip or not. Those are all filled in. And we'll test fit the fender one more time, lay it up, make sure it all sits up straight before I go too much further. Oh, never mind, missed a hole on both sides. Alright, just filling spot welds along the center apron. Put it all down one at a time. I'm gonna start skipping so I don't get heat spots. Pop from this far end. Alright, so all those. Now I get the bottom ones. I'm going to cut the ball off the end to get good contact. Every time apparently. Yep. Better next one. What's up, Pooch? You burned. side filled in except for the big welds. I'll do this stitch. This one I'm gonna have to gap so it doesn't warp. I'll just walk my way up it. Fill that gap. Balled up on the end. That's for the die grinder. Just one got a gap on it. Actually, cut off wheel, not this. have no clue why they made these holes so big for spot welds.
So you thought you were going to use bigger wire?
No. I mean, you could use bigger wire here, but the spot weld doesn't need to be that big of a hole. These holes were 3/8. Sixteenths holes or something like that. I think they're 3/8 holes. They're pretty big. All you need is like a 1/4 inch hole. Alright, well these are in now. They weren't the easiest. Not quite satisfied with some stuff, but it's too much of a pain to go back and correct it or change it. So one of the things was welding these lower areas. It wanted the heat, I guess, wanted to push this lip away. Not so bad on this side, but this side over here did it a lot. I just hammered back in. You can see where the weld is and these gaps here and here. Here, where it wouldn't hammer back in all the way. You can see where it burned through. The only thing I'm kind of sketch about is my measurements from what I saw are supposed to be 40 all the way down, gap between inner and inner. It is 40 back at the hinges. It's like 39 up here. This is flush. This is not. But from what Rick at Mustangs to Fear sent me in this picture, the gap on the fender should be the same all the way down, and I want to say it's roughly 2 inches on both sides. And my hood to fender gap is damn near perfect on them. I was hoping to have the final video with the fenders back on, but I'm cleaning up. I'm hungry. I'm tired. Need a shower, and tired of messing with this. Welds up front are all done. This was just kind of stitched down. It's nasty and sloppy because I skipped all over the place, and it'll have to be ground smooth. All these are spotted. Bottom's all spotted. This side, the holes didn't quite line back up right once we moved this inward. They were slightly over. So obviously this shows through on this now, and I think these two had to be kind of filled sideways. You can see how they burned on the back up here. The rest of them are centered. That one too. So yeah, these top 3 hit at an angle, but it's gonna have to do. I know they're nasty looking. Hopefully it'll grind out nice. And of course, good penetration all the way through, obviously. Alright, I'm picking up, I'm done. I'm gonna try to grind these down tomorrow and get some epoxy on it by the end of the weekend, hopefully. I still gotta do these top caps. These will be next. Hopefully they can go on smoothly without issue. Hopefully I can be able to fit these all right. Oh, that's floating a lot. That can't be good. All right.